Yeah, that feeling, right? You're out there grinding away mile after mile. And lately, maybe it just feels like you're working harder just to, well, stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
Maybe you see those fuel costs ticking up or the rates. They aren't quite what they used to be. You're putting the hours in for sure. But is it building the future you really want?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. So this deep dive, it's really focused right on you, the driver.
Mm-hmm. And we've been looking at, a whole range of stuff that paints a picture of what's happening in trucking right now.
Okay.
You see everything from, like, established companies suddenly shutting their doors
Wow.
to those constant ads promising six-figure incomes your first year.
Oh, yeah. Those ads are everywhere.
They are. And kind of underneath all that noise is this really crucial need for drivers to think hard about their financial well-being, about, what's down the road.
Exactly. So our goal here really is to take all that information, all those different angles, and connect it right back to your experience sitting in the cab. We want to give you some clear insights, not just the headlines, but the stuff that actually matters and maybe helps you navigate things.
Okay, so let's jump into a pretty stark example. Kingsley Trucking.
Okay.
Mid-size fleet, right, recently just shut down. Kind of out of the blue. Big dispute, like $6.7 million.
Wow, that's a big number.
It is. But what it really comes down to, and what hits drivers right away, is this dangerous mix. Freight slows down, and there just isn't enough cash coming in to pay the bills.
The death combo, yeah.
That's what some called it, yeah. And it's a reminder, even companies that seem solid, they're not necessarily immune to what's happening out there right now.
Right. And the human side of that, it's immediate, it's tough. We saw reports, drivers just blindsided.
Yeah.
Imagine showing up for work, ready to roll, and someone tells you, that's it, we're done.
Devastating.
One driver put it really simply, we got no warning. One day we had loads, next day nothing. That's just a gut punch.
Absolutely. And it's not just the company drivers either, is it? You've got owner-operators leased onto these companies. When the company goes under, well, their settlements, their income stream,
Right.
that dries up too.
So your whole livelihood is tied to how well that company's doing financially.
Precisely. It really shows how tangled up everything is in this business.
And this Kingsley thing, it's not just some one-off weird event, is it?
No, not really. We've seen analysis suggesting quite a few mid-sized fleets are kind of in a shaky spot right now.
Really?
Yeah. Holding on by a thread was the phrase one report used. That really should make all of us, pause and think about the bigger picture, the economic winds blowing.
Definitely. It makes you think about your own situation.
It absolutely should. And it really highlights the need, I think, for every single driver to be, well, financially aware and maybe not rely only on that one trucking paycheck.
Diversify a bit.
Yeah, because this industry, it's dynamic, things change fast. These sudden closures, they're a harsh lesson in why having some kind of safety net, maybe exploring other options, is just so important.
Okay, so that brings us kind of naturally to those ads, doesn't it? The ones plastered everywhere. Make $100,000 your first year.
Ah, yes. The magic number.
It's a powerful hook, no doubt.
Yeah.
But what's the real story? What's behind that big number? What angles are we maybe missing?
Well, what's interesting is what those ads don't usually tell you. Yes, hitting $100 here. It's possible for some drivers.
Okay.
But the sources we looked at, they really break down what that usually takes. We're talking long, long days, like 14 hours maybe?
Or more, yeah.
6, maybe 7 days a week. Minimal home time, usually OTR, so you're gone for weeks. Or maybe specialized freight, which has its own set of demands and stresses.
And that $100,000, that's the gross right before anything comes out.
Almost always, yes.
Yeah.
That's the key. It's the gross pay, before taxes, which hits everyone. And for owner-operators, oh man, you've got fuel, huge unpredictable cost, truck payments, insurance, maintenance. Anybody who owns a rig knows maintenance isn't cheap.
Tell me about it. It adds up fast.
It really does. So by the time you take all that out, that shiny $100 a K gross, it can look a lot more like maybe $55,000, $60,000 net take home.
Which is still decent money, don't get me wrong, but it's not the $100K dream they sold you.
Exactly. It's a very different picture. And even for company drivers, the average might be more like $50K to $75K.
Okay.
But those higher paying company jobs, they often come with strings attached too, maybe hauling hazmat or pushing those 70-hour weeks consistently.
So it's demanding work for that higher pay.
Very demanding. It really makes you question the sustainability. What does that kind of pace do to your health, your family life, long term?
And for the owner-operators, it's always that balancing act, isn't it? Potential for higher growth.
Sure, potential.
but way more risk. And all those costs land squarely on your shoulders. A big gross number doesn't automatically mean you're comfortable.
No, it doesn't. And there's that hidden cost we haven't even mentioned much. Burnout.
Yeah, that's huge.
Chasing those big gross numbers constantly, it means sacrificing personal time, missing birthdays, anniversaries. It impacts your health, your well-being.
So from that angle, you've got to ask, what does wealth really mean to you? Is it just the number on the check?
Or is it something more? Like freedom, stability?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really makes you think. True security, true freedom.
Mhm.
It's maybe not just about the paycheck size. It's having some control, right?
Yeah.
Over your time, your future.
Which leads us right into a really key strategy for getting more of that control. Diversification, planning for the future.
Okay.
We saw Hervy from LifeAsATrucker talk about this. He really stresses seeing issues from, all angles.
Multiple perspectives.
And one crucial angle is not putting all your eggs in that one trucking basket. He actually talks about side hustles, specifically as a kind of shield.
The shield against the ups and downs. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. A shield against the slow freight periods, the market swings, the things you can't always predict or control in trucking.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Your financial stability shouldn't be totally dependent on how busy the load board is this week.
One source put it really bluntly: your rig can't be your only asset.
Wow. Okay. That's something to chew on.
It really is. And think about this. All that waiting time truckers deal with,
Ugh, the waiting. Yeah.
loading docks, layovers, it can
Mhm.
feel like wasted time. But what if you started seeing some of that time differently?
How so?
Like maybe potential time to learn a new skill, or explore ways to make money online. It kind of shifts your perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Turning downtime into uptime for yourself.
Kind of investing in yourself. And the resources we saw, they talk about really practical stuff. Learning digital skills, maybe building a simple website or online product,
Right.
or even freelancing, using the knowledge you already have from being in the trucking world. These aren't crazy far out ideas. They're tangible things you could start doing alongside driving.
Building something on the side.
Exactly. And this isn't just about, making a few extra bucks right now, though that's nice. It's bigger than that. It's about building a long-term exit plan.
An exit plan.
Yeah.
Even if you love driving.
Yeah, even if you love it now. Because life happens, right? Health issues can pop up. Family needs change. The industry itself keeps changing new rules, new tech.
True. Things don't stay the same forever.
Having a plan B or C just gives you that sense of security. It empowers you to make choices later on instead of feeling stuck.
And like you said, starting a side hustle, it doesn't mean you have to quit driving tomorrow.
Not at all.
Ah.
It's about creating options, building more freedom into your life, having something else simmering on the back burner, ready for when the time feels right for you.
Are there places drivers can look for ideas on this?
Yeah, actually, we came across a couple of sites like retirefromtrucking.com and truckersidehustle.com. They seem specifically geared towards helping truckers explore this stuff.
Oh, interesting.
They offer guidance on retirement planning, using AI tools to maybe generate income, finding online strategies that actually work with a trucker's lifestyle.
Okay, good to know those resources exist. Now, going back to Hervy's point, seeing issues from all angles.
Yes.
It really feels like that ties together everything we've talked about, doesn't it?
I think it does. We've looked at the pressure from the company owner's side, like with Kingsley.
Right.
We've looked at the immediate real-world impact on drivers losing their jobs overnight.
Yeah, the human cost.
The bigger industry picture, analysts saying other fleets are struggling, and then that wisdom from experienced drivers saying, hey, plan ahead, have reserves.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Different facets of the same reality.
Exactly. Understanding all those viewpoints helps you grasp the complexities.
Yeah.
Even, a separate issue like that executive order about English proficiency.
Okay.
Without taking any side on the order itself, just looking at it from different angles,
Right.
you see the safety and communication concerns on one side. And then on the other side, you see the potential impact on the workforce, worries about discrimination, how it affects individual drivers' livelihoods.
So seeing both sides helps you understand the full picture.
It does. Recognizing those multiple perspectives is just. It's key to making informed choices for yourself, for your own career path.
And that brings us to something that is directly in your control, time management.
Ah, yes.
As truckers, you guys are masters of managing time for shippers, for schedules, for keeping freight moving. But what about managing time for you?
That's a powerful question. It circles right back to that idea of using off-duty time, maybe more strategically.
Yeah.
I mean, Rest is crucial, obviously, absolutely vital, but maybe carving out just a little bit of that time to invest in your own future, learning something new, exploring those online possibilities we talked about.
Instead of just reacting to the schedule, taking some initiative for yourself.
Exactly. Taking the wheel, so to speak, on your own career path and financial future. Being proactive, building towards the life you actually want, not just the one the industry dictates.
It's about feeling more in control.
Yes. And ultimately, what we hope you feel from this whole discussion is, well, respected and supported.
Absolutely.
We get the hard work. We see the challenges you face every day out there. This deep dive, it's really meant to give you good information, practical ideas, things that can help you feel a bit more secure, a bit more in the driver's seat of your own life.
Yeah, definitely. We're kind of all in this together, right? Trying to figure out these challenges and find ways to build something stronger, more secure for the future.
So if we're boiling it all down,
Yeah.
the trucking industry, it's got opportunities for sure, but it also has some pretty significant challenges.
Yeah, relying only on that driving paycheck. It can leave you a bit vulnerable, can't it? To market swings, company issues, unexpected stuff.
It really can. That's why being proactive about your finances, seriously exploring those side hustle ideas, intentionally using some of that downtime to invest in yourself, learn new skills.
Those are the steps.
Those are the steps, I think, that lead towards more stability, more freedom down the road.
And always remembering that advice, right? See things from all the angles.
Yeah, Hervy's advice, it helps you make smarter decisions about your own path, your own money.
So here's something to think about as you're out there, maybe waiting for that next load or on a break. What's just one small thing you could do today? One tiny step you could take to start building a more secure future for yourself, something beyond just the next paycheck. Maybe look up a skill you're curious about, or just Google online income ideas for truckers.
Yeah.
The road ahead, it's got a lot of potential paths. Just make sure you're actively paving some of your own.